Hey, now the last couple times I've tried to stream, the headset's crashed. Now it hasn't crashed unless I've been streaming, so I really don't know what the deal is. The last two times it just crashed while streaming. And I just got through doing a 30-minute flight and it didn't crash. So I don't know if it just shit bad luck or what have you. So we're out here in the Caribbean, St. George, going to Kingston, just screwing around. Nothing too exciting. We're in a float plane so we can screw around if we want to. I do not have the Garmin setup 1000. I'm using the old ancient gauges. So we shall see. It's like we're shutting down here. Why are we shut down? Let's click on the switches. Start.
There you go.
No, it's not. There it goes. It caught.
Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, requesting pushback.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, pushback, request accepted.
Okay, I'm off the brakes. I don't know what we need to be pushed back for, but we'll let them do it. Yeah. I don't know if you can push this plane back with floats. Change view. Yeah, it's not going to push back. That's what I thought. ATC. Change view.
Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, requesting the end of pushback.
Now.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, request to end pushback received.
Change view.
Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, ready to taxi departure to the east.
Okay, get off of me.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, taxi to and hold short of runway 28 using
That's what I thought. Now, can I get this back on the ground?
decimal 9 ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 28 using taxiway Cessna.
I bet I can't level this back out. No. There we go. Little jamming on the brakes does wonders, huh? That damn tug away from me. You can't push back a float plane. What the hell's wrong with you people? I say the last couple times I have tried to stream in VR, the headset has crashed. Now I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the jitter is coming from here. Looks like we gotta go right. Could go left, I guess. Doesn't really matter. There's enough runway either direction. I do believe that I can get off the ground. Change view.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, runway 28 ready for
Okay, want
departure.
me go east. Alright.
Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, altimeter 29 decimal 9
We can go east.
Departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28.
We can go east.
Takeoff runway
I'm okay with these. I don't think we got enough runway down there. But think we do. Alright. Let's get our flaps set here. We don't need full flaps, but we need some flaps. Let's to the firewall, baby. Come on, give me some speed. Okay, we should be able to rotate. We're at 80. We should be good to go. Plenty of runway. West flaps. Whoops. Get them all the way up here. Raise the gear. Change view. Change view. Need to get some trim on it. And the gear will come up. Oh, back gear, there they go. Change view. Oh, look at all the bugs.
Continue for east departure.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, continue for east departure.
Yeah, we're out here, St. George. Probably gonna yell at me because I'm gonna do a little sightseeing, but they'll get over it. Change view. A lot of boats. Check settings here. There's a render set at. Looks like it's low. It is low. Wasn't too low, but it was a little lower than it should have been. Try to max out the headset anyway. Change view. A little bit too much trim. Come on, untrim. There we go. I go down too far, but sit around, baby. Settle down. Well, they must have adjusted the sound because it used to be the cockpit was just so damn loud. So they must have adjusted it. Let's see if we can turn it back up some. I can barely hear the motors running, so let's see what turned it up 20 notches does. It's not too bad. Still too much trim.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra leaving my airspace. Frequency change.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf, Sierra frequency change.
My barometer.
Approach Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra,
Barometer was
inside
off.
Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles, north of Point Salines, 1,500 feet. Request, flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra approach. Squawk 7467.
Squawk, squawk. I'm a squawking.
7467 Cessna, X-ray Golf Sierra.
Can you hear me, squawk?
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 5 miles north of Point Salines, 1,500 feet. Altimeter 29.97.
Roger Cessna, X-ray Golf Sierra.
Yep, yep. Still wanting to climb. That'll probably settle because I went too much. Hard to find that press. And using the wheel is usually, I'm using the trim on the yoke. Still wanting to climb. Look at this. I already have it throttled back where I want it. See if it settles down here. It might settle down. My co-pilot over there is a visible woman, visible guy. Change view. As you can tell, I'm pretty sure it shows two guys in that airplane. Not the guys I picked. And I cannot zoom in. Oh, look at them boats racing. We got a boat race going on, guys. Got a boat race. That guy's driving on the beach down there too. I don't know about that. But he was definitely driving on the beach. I don't know where he thinks he's going down there on the beach, but he was driving. Need to voice attack the rudders. I haven't done that. Pain in the ass to hit the rudders off the default key bindings when you're in VR. And that's pretty much what I use voice attack for, is when I don't feel like looking for a button or rebinding something, I just give it a voice command. Change view. Like that. Easy peasy. Now you'd think these islands out here in the Caribbean would have more people around, but Really is quite a bit of available land, thank goodness. But after all these years, I wouldn't think so. I would think, well, of course, I guess hurricanes keep people away from living here. You can see some of the pop-ins from their new Xbox features. They supposedly are going to fix that on the PC, that we have options to cut that out. I don't like pop-ins. They reduce the load rating so it'll run on Xboxes. Trouble is, they also made it do the same on a PC, and we've got blurrier things. Clouds are not quite as sharp as they used to be. But as they said, they claim on the next end of the month, the next major patch, they're going to fix those things and give us PC users the ability to turn that shit back up. Because I really don't like the pop-in crap. And what they've done in so many cases is if you can't see it, they don't render it, unlike before. So you'll see more stutter when you turn left and right if it's not cached. I mean, one feature I don't like about them changing it is these damn buttons. See this? They got these big tags on them now, and it's just a pain in the ass. It blocks your view. And you either slide it or roll your middle mouse button to change them now. I like the way they were before. They were more, to me, more realistic. Like I say, these big ass tags so they show up on Xbox, I do not like that. Because like I say, they really are in your way. In so many cases, especially when you're screwing around with autopilots and your nav screens and stuff. See, they get right up in your way. You can't see what you're doing. I don't like that. Once again, I wish they'd let it alone. I mean, I know why they did it, so people using a Xbox controller can actually move things, I guess, but sure screwed it up for the rest of us. I mean, let's be realistic. Anybody who's in this game with an Xbox is pretty much an arcade player. There's nothing wrong with being an arcade player. It's just that you don't dumb it down for the flight sim people so they can play in an arcade game. Because I guarantee they're flying with controllers. They've got all the assists on. They've got all the collisions off, all that shit. Like I say, they turned it into an arcade game. And that's fine. I mean, we're not forced to use that, but they dumbed down the graphics and stuff. It's not as sharp as it used to be. I mean, it does run more frame rates, but I'll give up 5 FPS for the sharpness. Okay, let's get down a little closer to the water so we can gawk a little more. And as I said, all that's just my opinion. I mean, it seems to me that they'd have done that to begin with instead of having to wait for another patch now for them to fix what they broke on the PC. And they didn't really break it. They just, I don't know. I guess they didn't take into account how PC players would feel about. Because let's be realistic, nobody. No Xbox player is going to buy the fancy packages and stuff that the PC sim people are. All they want to do is get it free on the Xbox with their Xbox Pass. And that's fine. It's just that they shouldn't have dumbed it down for the PC people. See the pop-ins over there? I just never had that before until this latest update. Pretty much might as well be playing X-Plane 11 now instead of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, it ain't crashed yet. Now, I don't know why it was crashing, whether it was running out of RAM. I've got 32 megs of RAM, but that doesn't... I know there was a memory leak in in Windows. I'm not in Windows, but in Flight Sim. But I understand they pitched that with the hotfix. But I was just on it yesterday, and I had the same problem. I ran for about 15 minutes, and the headset crashed. And it may not even be related to Microsoft Flight Sim. It could be related to the last Oculus update on my Rift S. But it only seems to crash when I'm in streaming, and of course I'm using more RAM, more CPU, and maybe it's because my Oculus doesn't have enough GPU to use anymore because they changed the way it works. I don't know. That water looks a little weird, doesn't it? As I said, I really don't know. And we'll see how long this runs before it crashes, or even if it does crash. May not crash. I don't know. And like I say, the game doesn't crash, the computer doesn't crash, the headset does. It just kicks out. And I try to restart it, it will not restart unless I reboot the computer. And then it'll work fine again for a bit. And like I say, if I'm not streaming, it doesn't crash. But every time, the last couple of times I've tried to stream in VR, damn thing has crashed. And it may be a memory thing. It could be, hell, I don't know what. I have no idea. I mean, I do stream off the Oculus mirror, so you guys can get a view of what I see. Left eye only, of course. That's just the stream is just my left eye. I do have an inset with Microsoft's both eyes, but basically the big screen is 1280 by 1280 is what that stream is, left eye only. I'm not really worried about flying on course because I'm just out here sightseeing. I'm heading in a general direction. Change view. And I really like the floats planes they put in. I've got the little Cessna Bird Dog, IL9, whatever it is. I've got the Bird Dog with floats. And we now have wakes on the floats, which is cool. I had the free add-on to put floats on a 172. I forget the name of the guy who did it. He did a really good job, but the plane was a little bouncy on the water. I mean, real bouncy, actually. And it had no wake. But now, with the new update, planes in the water now have a wake, which just adds to the realism. And the rudders work. They did not work before. You could put the rudder down, but it didn't do nothing. And it was on the icon too. The little icon that was originally in the, it was original. The rudders on it did not work either. I mean, they go up and down, but they didn't actually do anything. Just all visual. But now the rudders do work. And you can really tell when you're in the water that they do in fact work. But one thing I will say is settings and options have less effect. When I'm on the flat top, when I'm on my monitor, I run everything on ultra. Oh, see, popped in, the island popped in there. I was going to go look at what the hell the arch was. I didn't say there ain't no arches down here, and it wasn't. It just didn't pop in yet. Like I say, that fix is coming. The Zobo is aware of it, and they're constantly working on it. So, and this patch broke a lot of add-ons that you purchase at a Microsoft store. I guess they really can't be responsible for freeware, but they really shouldn't break any add-ons in the store, because the people who made sellable add-ons in the marketplace, they should have had a copy to work with to patch them before this went live, and I guess Zobo didn't do that. So everybody's playing catch-up with paid-for content that they had to hurry up and try to patch in a hurry. I use Majin's season packs from the marketplace, the summer, fall, and spring, fall, and summer, winter, and neither one of them worked. In fact, the game wouldn't even load if you had them installed. He fixed them, but Microsoft did not update them in the marketplace. But I emailed him, and he sent me copies of the files that he sent over a week ago to Microsoft, who still haven't uploaded them, so you could fix it. But if you contact him directly, he'll send you the files. Just show him that you bought them. Easy enough to do. Just take a screenshot of your content manager, and he sent them to me within a couple hours. Actually, didn't take him long at all. I was impressed with his. I might have just got lucky, but I was impressed. He responded so quickly. And I am running right now I'm running the summer, winter add-on. So you might notice my trees and stuff are a little different than what you get, and that's because of that add-on. In fact, depending on where you're at, the trees are a lot different. They took out trees in places. He took out trees in places that shouldn't be there. Zobo pretty much put a normal tree in every place, even tropics. Well, this guy took the time to actually do it, And don't get me wrong, Zobo, that's on their list of things to do in the future, to put seasons in the game. They are not in the game unless you have the add-ons. But Zobo says sometime next year they'll add seasons. They have other things to do first that they want to get going, which is understandable. I mean, I'm sure their point of view that getting this to run on the Xboxes was high priority for Microsoft, and I'm sure is a little bit more money for those guys, Zobo. I mean, I don't think anybody on an Xbox would actually buy the premium packs or deluxe pack, installs, but they're going to still $60 for a normal install, and I imagine that some people will buy that. Who can't get it for free. I know sometimes, certain times a year, this is a free on Xbox Game Pass or whatever. But not everybody uses Game Pass, so you can actually buy the game without worrying about Game Pass. I can't see them spending almost $200 for the premium pack, but I can see them spending the $60. There are definitely a lot more boats in the water than there used to be. I don't think I've changed that setting. Although I might have, I've changed it. I changed it on the regular PC. I don't think I changed it in VR. And I don't know that it makes a difference. change view. Okay, we're going to head back over here to our left a little bit because we're getting pretty far off our track. Not that it matters. We're just going to Kingston and we're just kind of checking out the islands. We're not 1,000 feet unless the barometers change, which out here in the ocean you can never tell. We've lost 50 feet or so, but that's it. Yeah, see, it's not very loud. I think maybe they changed the sound settings in the game. Zobo did. I have noticed that the plane's interior are so much quieter than they used to be. Now we're really noisy still outside, but let's turned up a little higher. I got the point I had to turn it down because it was annoying me they were so loud. But now it seems that they've done something to change it. So we're going to kick it back up to high. I can get a hold of the little button here. Let's see how bad that is. I mean, it was just blaring me out of the game. Now see, that's all pulled away, and that's not bad at all. And I'd imagine we're really loud now outside the plane. And I was having that problem in every plane. It wasn't just one that was louder than the others. I had to turn down the engine noise. But I fly civilian aircraft. I don't fly the commercial aircraft, so I don't know. It may not have been a problem there. You're far away from their jet engines and stuff. But yeah, singles and twins, Jesus Christ, they were driving me out of the airplane. They were so loud. Got a strip over there. Pull back the throttle a little bit. Climb again. And for you people who haven't tried, I don't think everybody's tried the Icon. And it's fun to just fly around someplace like Sydney, but it's so damn slow at 80 knots that you really can't take it anywhere, you know, unless you have a lot of time to spend. You don't care. This trip in an Icon, it'll take us about an hour. In that Icon, it'll almost be 2 hours. So. And for those of you who've never seen one of these land, we'll just chop our power here. We'll let it start settling. So if we get down to the ground, we'll put some flaps on her. Flaps, lower down. Don't have no air brake. Can't use it. And I think I've figured out that you probably want to get it down to 60 knots before you hit the water or you'll bounce. Maybe that's even a little too fast. More flaps here. And since if you have collisions on, bouncing's not good. You can bounce it right up over the top. Okay, down to almost 80. Let's give it full flaps here.
Gears up for water landing.
Yeah, gears are up, and this
Gears up
that
for water landing.
warning drives me nuts. Whoa! See, I was hitting that button there. I'm not ready. Okay, now we'll let her settle. There we go. Change view. Change view. As you can see, and now that we'll put rudders, control, shift W, it puts the rudders in the water. Whoops, I had them down. Why were they down? Should not have been down. But as you can see, we now have flaps up. But as you see, the rudders work now. They did not work before. All you turned was off your plane rudder, not the float rudders. But now they work, so you can really turn the plane just like a boat now, instead of an airboat. So you can see things popping in as we get closer to shore. Like I say, they're supposedly going to fix that stuff on the PC. We're going to hope so. And you can beach the plane. The trouble is you can't get it off if you do beach it. No way to get it off. But yeah, it's much more realistic when you actually have wakes. And I think they've done a pretty good job. As somebody who's done a lot of boating and owned a few of them, they've done a pretty good job how realistic they look. I mean, nothing's perfect, of course, but see that sandbar we don't want to actually go over. But yeah, with rudders now, we actually can turn the plane pretty sharp. Change view. Okay, we're going to give it some flaps here. Head back in the air. Raise our rudders, control shift W. Change view. Rudders should be up. Change view. And they are up. Change view. Oh, let's just go back to that view. We'll go ahead and take off from here. Okay, we got about 20% flaps, and we're going to put it to the firewall. And we'll wait until we get enough speed here. Okay, we have enough. See how it's coming up. There we go. Come on. Whoa. That's flaps. Oops. Change view. Whoops. So you can see your speed when you're inside the plane. In VR, you have no superimposed gauges like you do on your monitor, so it's a lot easier to pick and choose when you take off, when you can actually see your speed, and you don't really have a good feel for the airplane when you're not in the cockpit in VR. Let's be realistic. When you're in third person mode in an airplane and VR, you're pretty much in arcade mode, which is okay. I have not played with the trim, so I should be able to back off my speed to get to my trim level. So I did not change it.
Approach Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, is type Cessna Skyhawk 3 miles southwest of Pinot 200 feet. Request, flight following. Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra approach. Squawk 1452.
I'm squawking again.
Squawk 1452 Cessna, X-ray Golf Sierra.
Oh, it's got to be squawking.
X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 3 miles west of Pinot 200 feet. Altimeter 29.95.
That's funny, the water is shallow here.
X-ray Golf
Tell by the color. Change view. But the headset's not crashing, I have noticed. Son of a gun. That is a good thing. Like I say, I really don't know what the deal with it was. I have not changed anything because I have not a clue what it was causing it. No clue. I do believe that big island up there is probably Kingston. I forget the other city there. Kingston will be down on the left side, and the other city will be over on the right, I believe. As you can see, we have a few artifacts that I did not have in the past with this. Like I say, we'll see. They got another hot fix coming in a couple days, from what I understand, and they have a major patch on the 24th, which will actually be update 6. They're fixing what they can real quick. This is the next hot patch, and then they're fixing the majority of it, as much as they can get done for the update 6. It's on the 24th August, I think it is. And I forget what area of the world they're doing in update 6. I have forgot. And I'm sure I do. I just don't remember. But I enjoyed flying in real life. I don't anymore. I can't pass the physical. Well, not only can't pass it, I even can't get far enough to take it. Medical's medical. And though I cannot say this is exactly like flying the real things, it's close. And you know what? You don't have to do some of the bullshit you have to do when you're actually flying an airplane. So, yeah, I skip some stuff. Just like, I don't pre-flight. Yeah, you know what? I pre-flighted enough airplanes. I can live without that in the sim. I just get in and tell my voice attack to start it up, and everything's on, But planes that I've actually flown, like the Piper Seminole, the P-44A from Piper, it's really good. I mean, it's what I remember of the plane. How it acts, how it takes off, how it lands. Really is pretty good. Cessna 172s, they're pretty good. I mean, this plane flies pretty much like a Cessna. 152s, 172s. I have no idea how the jets fly. I never actually flew one. Well, I've flown on them, but I've never flown one, so I have no idea what it's even like. They just don't really interest me, those big old Bahamas. I want to, And I never got into small civilian jets. Kind of wish I did. It'd been nice to old Cessna Mustang or something, even a Learjet. It'd been nice to learn how to fly those. But small twins, that's the highest I ever went. But I'm what, 63 years old. I don't need to, I don't need to do everything by the book nowadays. And so I don't. It's not that I can't, just I don't see the purpose. Just like I have, when I land or when I'm on the ground, I have taxi ribbons on. People don't understand that if you fly into airports, you got to know where you're going once you're on the ground. And by using taxi ribbons, I don't have to research the airport to land them and put them where it needs to be gone if I feel like parking it. Taxi ribbons make it easy. You know, things like that, just, yeah, quality of life, I guess you call them. It's not realistic. Like I say, as many airports as there are that you used to have, you know, like I say, I have been so many airports, and every time I go into one I hadn't been in a while, I had to sit down there and study what I was going to do and where the runways were, the taxiways. It could be a pain in the ass. And this sim I don't have to, so. There's more than just taking off here and landing there to flying. Just like occasionally I fly IFR in the game. It can be fun, but you have to follow the rules. You know, I'm on visual flight rules now, but now I'm surprised there's not more traffic from people. I'm not hearing much traffic here in the Caribbean today. I have not seen a plane, have not been warned about a plane. Let's see if we can see any. Not even showing up on the map here. Well, let's see, out there's one over here to the left, see? So we have one. I would have thought there'd be more traffic. And we have an airstrip over here to our right. Has to be a small one. Don't know exactly what island it would be. But they're scattered all through the Caribbean, small strips. I would say that's it between them two small peaks. I'll see pop-ins. They really bug the shit out of me. And you really notice it around cities. buildings popping in and out and all that shit. That really bugs me. I don't, reminds me of one of the reasons I didn't much care for X-Plane 11 is because, first of all, if it was 30 miles away, all you got was a fog. There's the airstrip. They fogged the horizon, so you had no real horizon you could see coming up on it. I don't know. Well, game makers do what they have to do to get frame rates. And it only did that in VR. I mean, it's not that it did it on the monitor so much. But it is pretty tough to get games like this in VR where the frame rates are acceptable. And of course, there's tricks with your headset, different headsets to use to make them work better. This is an Oculus Rift S, and I turn off Space Warp. I do not use it. To me, it just screws up the whole view because it tries to limit your frame rate. But we're running what? We are running 67 frames per second right now. It's jumping around a bit, but yeah, we'll say 60 frames per second, going from 55 to 65 to 70. And we are in VR. Now, we don't have everything turned up all the way. I only have a 5700 XT graphics card, and it will run everything on Ultra in VR, but it'll really get below 30 frames per second, and that's not acceptable in VR. Just not acceptable. In fact, the way I have my VR set compared to my running off my monitor, I actually get more frames per second in VR than I get on my ultra wide 1440p. I get roughly on the monitor at 1440p ultra wide, everything on ultra, I get about 45 frames per second average. Depending on the area, it'll bump up to over 50, and it will drop a little bit under 40 at times if I'm in a big city. But I have everything maxed, so it's a big difference. I don't think I've ever actually landed this plane on a runway yet. I've always just put it down in the water. I think I got this flight plan where I actually going to have to land it on a runway. So that ought to be, everybody can watch me crack it up. I'm not even sure where the runway's at. But this is Kingston. It's like I'm not going to do a leg. I'm just going to come pretty much straight in. They can get mad at me if they want to. I'm not playing. Are we up on the hill here, or are we down? I'd say we probably pretty much got to be up in the hill. Want to get us a little altitude here. Change view. Ah, I see it, or past the hill here. Okay. Change view. Give a little flaps here. We're going to come in nice and easy. Looks like we got an uphill run here. Pretty steep. Pretty steep. I took the 170 Cessna tail dragger up in Canada earlier today in VR, and boy, I went to land and got a crosswind and damn near cracked it up before I caught it. All just down on the ground, and all of a sudden she went sideways. Damn near missed the runway. Okay, we are off the throttle. Come on over, baby. Come on over, baby. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually landed this poor thing.
Gears up for water landing.
I'm not in. Oh, gear down. Shit. Come on, gear, get down. Whoa. What do you mean I'm not clear? Shit. Well, I got it on the ground. What do you mean I wasn't clear to land? You should have cleared me to land. Well, we got it on the ground. Or is the gear down? Yeah, I guess it is. I'm not sure it went down all the way because it sure jerked awful hard. Such is life. Okay, we're done. I could have swore I heard them give us a go-ahead, but obviously they didn't, huh? Let's turn it off. I'm going to shut it down right here. Well, did give us credit for the landing anyway. And there we have it. Little VR plan. Fun stuff. Okay, we'll talk to everybody later. We're going to go do something else for a while. We got so many chores to do. Catch y'all